Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to the court in the amount of $1,000 if you mess up on bond? That's your IOU. You promise me that you're going to abide by my rules, and if you don't, you go to jail. You're going to have to come up with money, and then we'll talk again for your sentencing date. In the meantime, I'm going to put you on a personal bond. First condition is obvious, stay out of trouble. Second one is pretty obvious, cooperate with probation and get you back here for sentencing. Third, do not purchase, possess, or consume any mood-altering substance unless you've got a doctor's prescription. Understood? Raise your right hand. With our probation department, you're going to come back for an interview, sit down with a probation officer. Based on that interview, they're going to put together a report, a recommendation for sentencing. They'll also tell you when you're going to come back for sentencing. At sentencing, we'll all have a chance to read that report and talk about that and anything else you want to talk about before I decide what sentencing should be. You understand all that? I'm also going to put you on a personal bond. First couple conditions are pretty obvious. Stay out of trouble, cooperate with the process so we can move you forward. Third condition is do not purchase, possess, or consume any mood-altering substance unless you've got a doctor's prescription for the substance. So that means no booze, no marijuana. Can you live with those rules? Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to the court in the amount of $1,000 if you mess that up? Questions? Go downstairs.
She does live in Ohio. For the probation interview, is that going to be, because she's going to have to come back?
We talk to the, well, Toledo's in Ohio and that's 40 minutes away. How far are you?
No.
Okay, so it's not that big a deal for you to come back twice? Okay, all right. So just go back downstairs, get it scheduled. Right. What else you got?
I'm ready to go get a dismissal on Kiko Guest
That up here?
and same on John Johnson. They're both.
Athletes, he's going without a tree in that.
All right, John Johnson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Attorney Judge Oakley, pre-on behalf of Mr. John Johnson will be stating his name for the record. We're here for today's scheduled final pre-trial. Sir. Your Honor, this has been adjourned. Final pre-trials. The complainant has not appeared. Defense will be making a motion to dismiss the matter at this time without prejudice.
I will grant that motion and dismiss this action. Mr. Johnson, you've got bond money on this file. I'm going to apply it towards the other files you owe us money on, and that's still going to leave you pretty deep in the hole. Can you set up some kind of payment plan? You got a payment plan now? All right, so the 150, we take 10% bond fee, and then the rest is just going to go towards that debt. All right, any questions? You're all set? Kikio Kess.
Thank you, Your Honor. If you want to go with Mr. Kiko Guest for today's final pre-trial, Mr. Guest is named on the record that's here. State your name, sir. Yeah, yes.
Thank you.
My apologies for mispronouncing this. On behalf of Kiako, Your Honor, we're going to also, again, be moving to dismiss this matter set for a final pre-trial. Complainant has not appeared. It's now 10:41.
Dismiss without prejudice. You've got a bond. We're gonna keep 10% of that, and then it'll go back to whoever posted it. So is it in your name? All right. So whose name? Is she here? All right. So we'll mail it to her, unless she wants to come up and get it. All right. Okay. Well, give her a call. Yeah. Anything else? Mr. Duncan, give me a name. Got it. Are we ready on McCullough? Whatever happened to that?
No, Your Honor.
Still waiting?
Acknowledge that all the complaints and they're not, I don't need them for anything further. That's what we're waiting on.
Okay. I don't know what we're waiting on. I just,
Paul is watching Discovery right now.
okay. All right. Go ahead, Mr. Duncan.
Hello, Your Honor, Murray Hopkins, appearing on behalf of the defense covered with unit.
Thank you. All right. Pleading to impaired?
Yes.
All right. And you say your name. Witt. So forget that first letter.
Gwit, G-W.
Are you saying Witt?
Gwit, yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, so
No, there is, but I'm hearing Witt. I thought it was a silent G. All right. So Mr. Witt, did you discuss your rights and options with Mr. Duncan? Did you understand all that? And do you understand the possible penalty for the added charge?
Yes.
Understanding all of this, are you pleading guilty to that added charge today?
Yes.
Sir, are you doing that freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Right. Mr. Duncan, you want a voir dire? Incident date March 5?
Yeah. On March 5, 2025, were you operating a motor vehicle in the township of Huron, County of Winston, Michigan?
Yes,
And prior to operating that motor vehicle on that date, had you been drinking alcohol?
yes.
How much alcohol and what kind of alcohol were you drinking? probably about 10 beers or so. Did you have an accident?
Yes,
And do you think that the consumption of the alcohol had something to do with the accident?
yes,
And at some point in time, did you take a blood test?
yes,
And what were the results?
yes.
Do you have any reason to think that the blood test results are inaccurate?
No,
Thank you, sir.
All right. So I'll accept the plea to the impaired driving and dismiss both count 1 and 2 of the original complaint. All right, you're welcome. Mr. Gwit, I'm going to send you downstairs to talk to the probation department and get set up for an interview and a sentencing date. Mr. Duncan, if you want to go downstairs and pick a sentencing date for yourself, and bond is continued.
If I can ask another quick question, please.
Yeah, hold on just a minute. You got another court date scheduled tomorrow. You know about that? Okay. Yep. Yep. Oh, took care of it. Yeah. No, it's us.
It is.
Well,
I think that's
according to the paperwork,
what I caught on it. It said you, but then I thought,
that says it's with us. I'm like,
It would be a, okay.
right?
all right, good, thank you.
Have a good day, gentlemen. Calderon Esparza.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hello.
Tina, again, we have a Ricardo, stars of the witness approaching. Do your name, please.
Good morning. So counsel, you just need some time to see if we got a deal or not. All right, January 13th. Oh, is that why they're in front of me? All right, counsel, would you waive formal reading? Already did. All right, you gonna try to talk me out of a personal bond?
Yep.
No, I wasn't flagging you and I was just trying to get my mind to work.
Yeah, quick as I may, Judge.
What did you want on January 13th?
Not the one. You can tell me on the screen. Yeah.
Is that an exam or something? PCC.
CC,
That was what date?
January 13th, yeah.
And what time did you, Heather?
Honey,
All right. All right, sir, I'm gonna put you on a personal bond. First condition is pretty obvious. Stay out of trouble. Second one's real obvious. Cooperate with your court date so we can move this file along. Third thing, do not purchase, possess, or consume any mood altering substance unless you've got a doctor's prescription. No alcohol, no marijuana. Understood? Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to the court in the amount of $1,000 if you screw those up? Yes? Any questions? All right, we'll get you notice and get you out of here. You're welcome. Layla Koffel? I've been asked to dismiss this file against you. I'm assuming that's okay with you? Goodbye. Have a lovely day. You got something for me?
I would say that, Vanessa Hamilton's on as well
For who?
for Spiegel and Rest Fest.
Yep.
If you want to read the quick email, that, so, and,
Okay. Attorney Hamilton, you're on the screen somewhere, right?
and so it's
Right.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. All right, so I've got 2 files and I've got an email from you. So let's do Sierra Strebel first.
Okay.
Appearances on Strebel, if I'm saying that right?
Hey, good morning, Brian Mash.
You are, Your Honor. Vanessa Hamilton. Go ahead.
Brian Mash, EP 85797. Sorry about that.
And Vanessa Hamilton, P82107, on behalf of Sierra Strebel. But I'd ask to waive her presence for the purpose of this hearing, although I can probably get her on Zoom if needed, Your Honor.
No, I don't think so. So if I read the email correctly, your office has a conflict. So we're gonna have to let you out and get somebody new in to represent Strebel.
That's correct, Your Honor. Someone that is not part of NDS.
Yep. And people have any objection?
No objection.
we'll just do a PCC.
Yeah. So I'm making a note, we need a non-NDS attorney for a PCC on
12/17.
12/17 at 9:30. And you'll convey that to, the
Thank you,
defendant?
Your Honor.
All right, and I'll continue bond.
Yes, I'll give her a call, let her know.
Just getting by Zoom.
Thank you.
That's gonna be Zoom with Judge Patton. All right, gentlemen,
Okay, thank
appearances on Lamar Raspress.
Brian Mashney, P 85797.
And Vanessa Hamilton, P82107, on behalf of Lamar Respris, I'd ask to waive his appearance for the purpose of this hearing.
Done. This one, you just need a date because of the family emergency?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Another PCC?
This was set.
I think it's set for
Exam?
exam today.
All right, pick a Wednesday this year or Tuesday next year.
I can do, if it's gonna be in the afternoon, I can do next Wednesday, Your Honor. Well, actually, you know what? Let's give it maybe a week or two. Let me see. Let me look at my calendar.
Look at the 17th?
Judge Patton didn't have any more. We already used.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. That's not an option.
December 22nd, Monday, January 2nd, Friday, or going to the new year.
Counsel, can you hear that?
Yes, let's do the 22nd.
They want jury trial.
Second, that'll be at 1:30.
1:30?
Okay,
All right, bond
All right.
continued on that one.
thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good day, gentlemen.
Yep, you too.
Who's next?
The file waited. Sure.
You are Hinton McKay. And you're gonna plead responsible to, I don't know what they're calling count two. I'm assuming you're pleading responsible to the registration or plate violation, is that it? And then the other two are gonna be dismissed? All right, I will accept that plea. Fines and costs. Oh, fines and costs on the registration or plate, charge 180. Can you pay that today?
Sit down on the phone.
Fines and costs on the registration or plate violation, 180. Can you pay that today? Sure. How much you want to pay? How often you want to pay it? When you want to start it?
I could pay it all up next week, actually.
You sure? Just next Friday? Which would be the 13th? No, the 12th. 12th? You sure? Okay, you're all set.
I just come here to pay it?
That's the easiest way to do it. If you go ahead, put your appearances on for Hanson, then you can tell me what the deal is. I can't find it on the list.
I'll scratch you.
Go ahead.
Reduced charge, a 1-year misdemeanor, known as use.
Use of.
Defendant is seeking 7411 status. Including, I would leave that decision to your honor.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Hanson, did you discuss your rights and options with counsel? And understood those? Did you also discuss the possible penalty for the added charge?
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
And understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty to that added charge today? And are you doing so freely and voluntarily? Counsel, I've got an incident date of July 1 if you would voir dire, July 1 of 23, if you'd voir dire and give me the facts I need.
Just a couple of questions. Were you in the studio of Romulus? Where about exactly? Were you with the city limits?
Yeah, I wasn't, it's off, the outside couldn't really specify where it was because.
It's all right. City of Ramos is enough.
At the time, Dave, were you in possession of controlled substance?
Yes, sir.
Satisfied?
I'm satisfied.
Sorry to be your honor.
All right. I'll dismiss the original count one. Pre-sentence investigation or immediate sentence?
Probably pre-sentence investigation.
Right.
May I get over counsel or judge?
Yeah, go ahead.
You're on. I think we'll just do immediate sentencing.
Tell me something about her.
Employed, she's a caring mother, she's certainly relief, she wants nothing more than to move forward in the right direction, to successfully complete probation, and hopefully keep this off your record if you're on a recently.
Okay.
To allow it to.
Any record now?
Okay.
Okay. You working?
Yes, sir.
Where at?
At Louise, I'm trying to move up to a district manager.
Good for you.
That's not my record if they.
Sure. Sure.
So.
Yeah.
I have a sober clean now for 4 years.
Good for you. How'd you do it?
It's a lot. I took myself off the streets on this day that got caught.
Did you do some treatment somewhere?
I checked myself in
Where at?
months into, it's an outpatient treatment with New Oakland service.
Yep, heard of them. Yeah,
And then I do just sobriety counseling still to do.
good, good. Good. How old are the kids?
I know it's still 19. My oldest is 26. and I
Okay.
have 3 babies.
Okay. So you should be in counseling for all the trauma. Good. No, I'm not trying to be funny. Yeah,
I do a lot.
yeah, yeah, because she was old enough to know what was going on. Yeah, yeah. But they're all in counseling? Beautiful,
They're doing great.
beautiful.
She's going to justice. She's in college too.
Where are you going to school, kid? Yeah. Good for you. How far in are you? All right, how's it going? Good, good.
Mighty influence on our office.
She's been looking for internships.
Everybody knows.
I want to be a victim advocate, so I'm looking for anything there.
That fits. Yeah, yeah. All right. All back to business. Anything else you want me to know before I sentence you?
To go back, I'm that way too much to writing.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
I actually didn't think I had life before this, and now I'm like, wow, what did you do? You
Yeah.
actually always had a life. Like,
Good for you. How many hours a week you work? All right, so she's your oldest at 19, then youngest. Okay, how old are the grandkids?
9 months and 1.
Too young. Okay.
Your Honor, I forgot to mention, because she works full-time, Your Honor, I think your community service might be a little bit different.
No, I know. That's, yeah. I'm thinking. Well, I'm thinking money's probably easier for her to come by the time right now.
Yes.
All right, I should kick Mr. Kaplan out of the room before I do this.
Your Honor, I can kick out of more important. Yeah.
You, I'm struggling with, this is a felony, come down to a misdemeanor. That was your break. I should sentence you. But then I'm like, you reinvented yourself. That's gotta be recognized. Trust me, I've been in this business. I've been in this business a long time. Very, very few people can reinvent themselves. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Have to have people in a support system, people never make it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So I'm going to delay sentence for 6 months. Stay out of trouble during that time period. Pay $500 soon. When?
Yes.
Give me a date. Can you do it tomorrow?
That's
Come on up here and look at the calendar. Give me a date. You want to do it at the end of January?
yes, sir, please. End of January.
Is that the 30th is the last Friday?
Yes. That'd be, I appreciate it.
All right. So pay the money, stay out of trouble, keep up the good work. Enjoy your holidays.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, because I don't.
Well, it's two, but
That would be Masan.
oh, I got them mixed up. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right, Mr. Woods, did you discuss your rights and options with counsel?
Yes, sir.
Understood all that? And do you understand the possible penalty for impaired driving? Understanding that, are you pleading guilty to impaired driving? And you're doing it freely and voluntarily, is that correct? Would you voir dire Mr. Hadley November 2nd last year?
Absolutely. On November 2nd of 2020, of last year, 24th.
24.
The date and time was mentioned in 2024. Were you operating a motor vehicle on I-94 in approximately around the city of Rockville?
North, okay?
And at the date and time that you were driving, had you previously consumed some alcohol or anything that night? And did consuming alcohol in any way affect your ability? Your Honor, do you feel that the elements of the operating will visibly impaired have been satisfied? There was obviously I guess, no, we don't need to do the point of it. So yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'll accept your plea to the added charge, dismiss the original charge. I'm going to send you downstairs right now. You're going to go to the counter for probation. They're going to schedule you to come back for an interview, and they're also going to tell you when your sentencing is. Based on that interview, the probation officer is going to prepare a report and recommendation of sentencing. We'll all get a chance to look at that. And on the sentencing date, we'll talk about that report and anything else you want to talk about, and then I'll determine what the sentence should be. Questions? Excuse me, your bond is continued. Go downstairs. Heath, is it Mosan?
Absolutely. Attorney Josh, I have a on behalf with Mr. Keith Mosson, correct? Mawson. All right, sorry. Mr. Mawson, please state your name for the record. Keith Mawson. Your Honor, we are here today on a first arraignment pre-trial. We'll waive the formal reading, stand mute, and we actually have reached a resolution on this matter as well.
Thank you.
That was the informal that you're looking at. So this OWBI second is going to be dismissed. We plead guilty to OWBI, operating while visibly impaired. The second misdemeanor driving while license suspended will also be dismissed, and we'll be tendering a guilty plea to reduce failed to display valid license, aka no ops.
Okay, makes sense. Sir, did you discuss your rights and options with Mr. Hadley? Did you understand all that? Hey, Joe? See if you can refresh that one if you can. Do you understand the possible penalty for these added charges? Are you pleading guilty to these charges freely and voluntarily today? Excuse me. Did you drive a vehicle in Van Buren Township on March 7, 2025? All right, take it from there, counsel. Give me my facts.
Thank you. The date and time the judge just stated, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Van Buren Township.
Was stopping one and taking my different jurisdiction.
Okay.
75 freeway. Okay, this is very cool.
275 and what? 94 in Belleville Road? Because 275 don't hit Belleville Road.
It's a Shell gas station. Because I was leaving the Shell gas, it's a Shell gas station. If you're doing this about the benefit of the discovery hours. I believe we'll be talking about it, but they transported back during police station.
Okay.
So daytime, you were stopped by Belleville police, somewhere near Belleville or in Belleville, correct? Yes. Okay, and prior to being stopped by the police, had you consumed any alcohol that day? Yes. Okay. And did that alcohol impact your ability to drive? Yes. Okay. Then also at that same date and time when you were stopped by Belleville police, is it true that you did not have a license to present to the officers at that time? Yes. Okay. Your Honor, do you think we've met the elements of the?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, I'll dismiss both the original counts 1 and 2. I'm going to send you down to our probation department. Same thing. You're going to make a date to come back for an interview, and you're going to find out when your sentencing date is, and then we'll talk again for your sentencing date. In the meantime, I'm going to put you on a personal bond. First condition is obvious, stay out of trouble. Second one is pretty obvious, cooperate with probation and get you back here for sentencing. Third, do not purchase, possess, or consume any mood-altering substance unless you've got a doctor's prescription. Understood? Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to the court in the amount of $1,000 if you mess up on bond? That's your IOU. You promise me that you're going to abide by my rules, and if you don't, you go to jail. You're going to have to come up with money. Questions? You're all set. Go downstairs.
We'll touch base. Something
Josh, not Compton Brooks online yet?
Hi,
Hello.
You got 2 minutes.
Mine, I've been on Zoom.
he did not try to get balls.
Hadley.
Brooks is his last name? Judge, he's
So, one, so never come before you can, then I make a mistake, so.
We'll talk about it. You got anything ready?
Yes. We'll pick that up, Mr. Powell.
What's in it? What's the file?
Assume that Mrs. Rachel point hold.
Give me the name again.
Charles.
All right. See, I would have done that nimely. Nimly,
Yeah, we'll double check. How's that so?
I'll ask. Is he in custody? Where's he at? Okay, hold on. I got people coming up to the exam. Who are these? The ladies, what are they here for? What are you doing?
Holding.
You're holding? Mr. Kaplan, which one you want to do first?
White, Judge?
You want to do white first? All right, have a seat. We'll get you up here in a minute. Appearances on white.
Well, sorry, just see the gap with your honor on your head, people.
Staff 12, PD 589 on the top of this display. Display, can you please stand up and say your first last name for nothing?
Thank you, ladies. Have a seat. All right, we're ready?
Yes, sir. You're on one preliminary matter, if I may.
Go ahead.
Second, approach, Judge.
Sure.
Seven, one. Your Honor, this is a lab report from the city police. And the municipal and scale 556.13B. I shared it with my able auditor earlier.
Counsel, no objection to that being admitted?
Oh, okay. now.
That report? All right, that'll come in as people's one. Anything else?
Thank you.
Witness?
College Sergeant, thank you, Your Honor.
Sergeant, come on up. Raise your right hand. Swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth today?
Yeah.
Come on up, watch your step on my ramp, settle in the chair. When you're ready, Mr. Kaplan.
Good afternoon, Sergeant Hickman.
Good afternoon.
Sir, how many years have you been employed as a peace officer?
11 years.
Where are you currently employed?
Here on Township Police Department.
Sir, I'd like to take you back in time to July 17 of 2023, around 1:30 in the morning. Were you working?
Yes, sir.
Well, what were your responsibilities on July 17?
I was a patrol supervisor.
I used the wrong year, July 17, 2022, 2022.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember that date?
Yes, sir.
Sir, were you working on July 17, 2022 in the morning?
Yes, sir.
What hours did you work, Sergeant?
7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Are you in a vehicle, or are you on foot, or are you with the police department?
In a vehicle.
Sir, during your work that morning, did you meet a woman named Angela Watson?
Yes, sir.
If you saw Angela White, did you recognize her?
Yes, sir.
Can you look around the courtroom, Sergeant Hickman, and tell the judge whether you see Angela White?
Yes, sir.
Where is she seated?
Next to her attorney.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the witness identified the defendant.
Noted.
Hey, Brennan, where did you see Angela White?
I'm sorry?
Where did you first see Angela White on July 17, 2022?
When she was in her vehicle.
How is it that you noticed her vehicle?
It drove through a solid red light.
What type of vehicle was this white driver?
Chevy Turbo.
How far were you from the defendant when you noticed her disregard the red light?
20 yards. Give or take.
Oh, sir. Did you notice how many people were in her vehicle? Were you in a position then to determine how many people were in that vehicle?
No, sir.
At a later point, were you able to determine how many people were in that vehicle?
Yes,
How many individuals were in the vehicle?
one.
Who was that person?
And for later.
Well, when you observed the defendant disregard a red traffic signal, what, if anything, did you do?
I activated my emergency license siren.
Sergeant Hickman, were the overhead lights and siren functioning that morning?
Yes, sir.
How do you know that?
I figured I'm gonna see them.
How far were you from the defendant's vehicle when you activated your siren and overhead lights?
I meet when she drove through the red light, I immediately activated them. When it came out, I was, when I initially activated them, I was a couple car lengths, give or take.
You can tell the judge what street you were positioned on or situated on when you activated your overhead lights?
I was at Inkster in Pennsylvania, parked on the southwest side,
What municipalities are located? Yeah.
here in the township.
Now, did the defendant heed your warning to pull over?
No, sir.
Do you have an opinion whether she noticed your overhead lights and siren?
Yeah,
Objection, speculation.
It's Rule 701, you can offer an opinion, you was there.
I'll allow it.
Think her. Form opinion one way or the other, whether she noticed your overhead lights and siren?
yes, sir.
What is that opinion that you got?
She's on.
Sir, how long did you pursue it?
From Inkster in Pennsylvania to Inkster in Oklahoma.
How many minutes elapsed during the pursuit?
I can't say,
Approximately.
approximately 5 minutes.
Did she ever pull over? Well, she's here now, so she probably did. Did she ever pull over, stop her vehicle?
Yes,
Where did that take us?
Inkster in Oklahoma.
When she stops her car, are you alone or with another officer?
I'm alone.
What do you do when you first notice the defendant? Outside the vehicle. Did you order outside the vehicle?
I ordered her to turn her vehicle off.
At some point, does she exit from the vehicle?
Yes, not by myself, but at some point she did, yes.
But you make any observations of the defendant?
Yes.
What observations did you note?
She was refusing to exit the vehicle. She was moving around the vehicle, going into her center console. When we extracted her from the vehicle,
Who are we?
me and my partners, Officer Nolly and Officer Dow,
So what happened when you extracted?
when we extracted her from the vehicle, we used her handcuffs.
Why did you extract her from the vehicle as opposed to her leaving on her own for you?
She refused to stop. She refused to exit the vehicle. She was moving around in the vehicle in the center console.
Now, those actions of the defendant, which you just described for Judge Oakley, did they help you or hinder you in your investigation in this case? Was it helpful to you whether the defendant is not complying?
No.
Objection.
It was. Move on.
Hinder or help you in your investigation, which you
Great injuries.
uncovered? Did you make any observations regarding the defendant's sobriety?
Yes.
Tell the judge what you know.
I could smell strong odor of intoxicants coming from her person. She had slurred speech and red water eyes.
Did you form an opinion one way or the other as to the proceeding sobriety?
Objection. This is going to be speculative.
He's a police officer. He's made many stops over the years. He can form an opinion as to her state of sobriety.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Did you form an opinion as to the defendant's state of sobriety?
Yes, sir.
What opinion did you reach?
She was intoxicated.
And just backing up for a moment, tell the judge, do you have any background or training in detecting people who are driving under the influence?
Yes, sir.
And how about in terms of the state of their sobriety? Do you have any experience?
Yes, sir.
Can you estimate the number of individuals you have examined or observed or arrested for drunk driving? How many approximately?
approximately 100.
What is the highest speed this defendant reached while she was fleeing?
I was traveling at 90, at the highest speed, I was traveling 96 miles an hour. I think I was not catching up to the vehicle.
On what's the highest speed you noted, you detected, based on your experience?
For my vehicle or
Her vehicle.
it was over 96, so approximately 100.
You consider that safe driving?
No, sir.
Thank you, no further question.
Ms. Atwell, your witness.
If I can,
I mean,
so I want to start with the speed. Let's go with that. Did you use a radar device or a LiDAR during this investigation?
no,
You were not monitoring speed using any kind of radar.
no,
And you testified that you were at least 20 yards behind Miss White's vehicle when you began to follow her.
approximately.
So some of the time when you were trying to catch up, you started from a distance back. Is that fair?
Correct.
So you would have to be traveling significantly faster than this White in order to quickly catch up.
Correct.
And before, when did you get on shift then?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Before going on shift at 7 p.m., did you calibrate the speedometer of your police vehicle?
No, ma'am.
Do you know when that was last done?
No.
You testified that you think that Miss White saw you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you familiar with Miss White before the study?
No,
Do you have any knowledge if she has any visual impairment?
no,
Do you have any knowledge if she has any hearing impairment?
no,
And obviously you weren't in the car with her. You were in a different car, right?
correct,
So you don't know where she was looking or anything like that.
correct.
You don't know if her attention was on someone else.
I do not.
So you can't really say if she saw you.
Correct,
You can't really say if she heard you.
correct.
After the car does pull over to the side of the road, you approach the vehicle, right? Or was that you who approached the vehicle first?
I approached the vehicle with my backup officer, yes, we approached it as,
Okay. Were you one of the people who was in the back providing cover with your firearm? Or were you up at the window?
both.
Both, okay. And during this situation, the driver's side front window to Miss White's vehicle got broken in, correct?
Yes,
Was that you or was that a different officer?
Check your relevance. How is it relevant that the vehicle was damaged?
Well, I think the question was who damaged it. So what's the relevance?
I'm trying to see if it's the body camera that I want to play in a moment.
Well, then ask him that question.
I'm trying to see if it's, if he's the one who broke the window, it's his body camera, and if it's someone else, it's a different person. So, but he hadn't seen it.
I'll allow it. Did you break the window or somebody else?
no, No, I did not.
Okay, it was somebody else. Do you know who it was?
Officer Jolly.
Oh, okay, thank you. They're just not labeled with names, so trying to get that. And before that window was broken, obviously it was up, correct?
Correct.
And you testified that you could smell the odor of intoxicants
After extracting.
after extracting her is when we could smell, not before. Yes. And did you testify about, slurred speech at the time as well?
Yeah.
Okay. And you spoke with her after extracting, correct?
Yes.
And you never had to ask her to repeat herself,
I don't believe so.
and you could understand what she was saying.
Yes.
And you guys, you've never met her before this day.
Jack, can I ask you?
Yeah.
I'm ready for argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. What makes this case easy for the jurors hearing the case is the blood alcohol result of 0.2 blood. There's no question that it's driving under the influence and that she had high blood alcohol. It's almost ironic here because she's driving at 100 miles an hour. She's lucky she's not facing a second degree murder charge for you.
Objection.
It's my closing argument. For Your Honor, we've shown R&O resisting or obstructing. She refused to leave the car and she had to be excavated. I think that was a verb used. Fleeing, eluding, fourth degree, she clearly fled. There are two misdemeanors that you know, counts 5 and 6. Those would piggyback the felonies in circuit court. Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Hedgeman.
Your Honor, I'm just making sure that I have the correct information at this time as well.
I can tell you what I'm working from. Sure. I got count 1, operating while intoxicated, third offense. Count 2, operating while intoxicated, third offense. Count 3, fleeing and elude, fourth degree. Count 4th, assault, resist, obstruct, police officer. And then count 5 would be the reckless.
Okay. And mine has 6 counts on it, so I think I have the correct information.
Mine has 6 off. Count 6 is reckless driving and count 5 resulting in a weapon. So that charge should not apply. I moved to this count.
Yeah, that never came through to us.
Okay. I
The
think there's
weapon.
there's clearly some kind of paperwork error in this situation.
Well, I can tell you which one we're going to work with today.
I'm so sorry.
No, I said I can tell you which one we're working from, and that's the one I've got. So that's the 5 counter. There's nothing about a weapon.
So there is no, so we'll have to get that corrected, but there's no count of,
Well, there's no correcting because the weapons charge isn't going anywhere today. Because if I bind over, I'm going to bind over on the complaint I've got in front of me, and that has no weapons charge.
it has no weapons charger.
No,
Want to make sure.
no. Okay. And I can give you a copy of it before you get out of here if you want one. Okay.
Your Honor, defense objects to the bind over. There, has been, I think the testimony about the fleeing and eluding was speculative in nature. There was no confirmation of the, of my client actually seeing or hearing these signals, testimony about being quite far away. The speed does not, for the reckless driving, the speed does not appear to have been measured in a way that fits with admissible speed evidence. There was no calibration of the speedometer, no radar or LiDAR was used, and I believe those are required for admissible testimony regarding speed to underlie the reckless driving. And Your Honor, I will retain other argument for legal motions at this time. So.
Mr. Cap.
Your Honor, I'm not being taken by saying just a blind person, a deaf man might have known that was being pulled over. You can take judicial notice, Your Honor, how bright those lights are and how loud that siren is. It's really difficult to avoid it. and this officer said to you, and he's had experience, that in my opinion, she knew. That should be enough to get about. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not the trier of fact. I'm the bind over guy. And that's enough for probable cause to send it down. I'm gonna bind over on all 5 counts on the court's copy of the information. And counsel, we will get you a copy of these 2 pages if you want them. Ms. White, I'll wish you luck downtown. Your next court date is going to be 2 weeks from today, 9 a.m. You're welcome.
Are you ready for the next exam?
I'm ready. Yep. I just wrote December 17, 95 because I was trying to write 90 on the 25 at the same time. You can get the copies of information. Where'd your client go? Is it Nimley? Come on up and have a seat with your attorney.
If Mr. Hadley becomes available properly, do you mind if we take care of?
What is it? Name?
3 days.
Last name?
Law.
Lawton? What is that? Is that a plea?
Yeah.
See if you can flag him in here because that'll be quicker than the exam.
We're not in the regular.
Mr. Lecky, what's the plea? Yeah, let me have the paperwork. I'll get my paperwork started. Okay. Lawton? Yeah, we're gonna dismiss 948 and 662. Are you okay in here? Because it's cold in here. You all right? Well, that's something new. Ready on Lawton, guys?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's
Actually, no, the person.
No. Oh, I got you.
No, Your Honor, we're not.
Okay.
We need a little bit of a factual basis on the. Yeah, that is accurate. He just needs for voir dire.
Actually, I have to do it.
Did I give you? Oh, okay. Are we ready? Okay.
And this was the other one. The only thing left is the video. And I have talked to him.
All right, Lawton. Come on up.
Thank you, Your Honor. Josh, I have anything on behalf of Mr. Kirby Lawton. Anything on the record against the podium here, Your Honor. 3 separate case numbers on the.
Yep.
Mr. Lawton, please state your name. Kirby Lawton.
Thank you.
Your Honor, as a global plea resolution indicated on the form, there has been a reduction in the case 25-1110. The aggravated domestic violence will be reduced to a domestic violence. We will be tendering a guilty plea as such. The other 2 case numbers that I did not state that are connected to this will both be dismissed. There is conditions of the
Yep, I'm looking at it.
So that's the plea offer.
All right, so Mr. Lawton, you understand your rights and options? And do you understand the possible penalty for the added charge today? Understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily to the added charge? Let's see. July 23, 25 is the incident date. Can you voir dire?
On the July 23rd date that the judge just mentioned, did you make a physical contact with the relationship with or a previous dating relationships? Okay. And did you have a legal expectation to make that physical contact? Okay, Your Honor, I would say that the elements have been satisfied.
Yeah, I agree. Mr. Leckie, you agree?
Is that in Wayne County and what, is that Romulus?
To my apologies.
Yeah, I've got Romulus.
Can do that for the city.
Did you take my personal bond stamp forever?
What?
My personal bond stamp. You gonna give it back to me?
Right here.
That's all right. That's all right.
We did get that last element out, so the jurisdictional component's been satisfied.
And the people are satisfied.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, I'll accept the plea to the added charge of domestic violence. I will dismiss the ag domestic violence on case number ending in 1110 and dismiss 25-0948 and 0662 in keeping with the agreement. I'm going to send Mr. Lawton downstairs to set up a pre-sentence investigation, schedule sentencing, and I've made a note in the file so probation will take into consideration the sentence and recommendations from the people. Anything else, gentlemen?
Yes, Your Honor, I don't want to leave it out. There is a no contact provision if the court didn't come.
I'm gonna get to that because there's no bond on the file, so I'm gonna set a bond. The bond is gonna be a personal bond. Number one, stay out of trouble, no new charges. Number two, cooperate with probation so we can get you back here to get sentencing and move the file forward. Number three, no contact with the complainant in this matter. No contact, no phone calls, no letters, no social media contact. That person contacts you and says, hey, let's meet for coffee. They can't change the order, only myself or another judge with a black robe. You run into them at Burger King, you're eating at Taco Bell. No contact. Understood? You can live with those rules? Yes? Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to the court in the amount of $1,000 if you mess up on bond? Any questions? You're all set. And did you have something else ready?
So,
Logan?
Sean Logan.
Go ahead.
Mr. Logan, please approach. Attorney Josh Hadley, here on behalf of Mr. Sean Logan for today's arraignment pre-trial. We have reached a resolution on this matter. State name, Sean Logan. Your Honor, this presents with an A case, which is the only misdemeanor. There's a B and C civil infractions that are connected. For our global plea resolution, the B and C civil infractions are going to be dismissed, and we consider a guilty plea to the reduced charge of no ops on the A case.
Thank you. Mr. Logan, did you discuss your rights and options today with counsel?
Yes, sir.
Understood all that? Do you understand the possible penalty for the no valid operator's license on person charge? And understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty to the charge? Doing so freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Did you drive a vehicle on October 15, 2025 at a location of 94 Belleville Road? At that time, was your license suspended, revoked, or denied? Satisfied, Mr. Hadley? So am I. I'll dismiss the other three charges that were issued on that date. What should I know before I sentence?
Mr. Logan's been making valiant efforts. I believe he's well on his path, maybe coming to the trend floor of getting his license back. So that been doing the most important part is he's taking the extra steps he needs. It's not an impediment.
Wonderful. Are you working, Mr. Logan?
Yes, sir.
Where at? How long?
Are you working in Michigan? We did 10-year mark. Now I'm on business as well.
What's your business? What's your business?
Food service.
Anything else I should consider, gentlemen, before I sentence today? Anything? All right, Mr. Logan. I've dismissed all three original charges on the no valid operator's license. Fines and costs are $500. I'm ordering 4 days on the court work program. Work program is assessed as an alternative to jail. You pick which 4 days you work. Can you pay the $500 today?
No, can I get at least 2 weeks?
I'll send you downstairs to talk about your options. They'll set up some details with you. Good luck to you. They'll also talk to you about when to schedule work days.
All right.
Have a good day. I am ready on Nimley. Did we lose Mr. Kaplan? Council, why don't we, Joe, you all right at the podium? Just bring her right up to the podium. Council, your appearance on COSUB.
Yeah, so it'll be 8237 on behalf of Ms. Cole and page of the report. Alicia Koza.
Thank you, ladies. No, you're good.
Right, in this case, we have a waiver, prosecution does not result.
All right.
Had an opportunity to discuss the fact that it's important to have statutory right to come in and dash and they can get.
Ms. Kozub, is that correct? You understand your rights and the options those rights give you? You understand the purpose for the exam? All right, when you waive your exam, that means your next court date's downtown, not here. And you're doing this freely and voluntarily? All right, I'll set the waiver through. AOI is going to be next week, 9 a.m. Ask you to sign that document. I wish you luck downtown. Council bond is continued.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, we're ready on Nimley.
We are, Your Honor. Thank you. Stephen Kaplan, on behalf of the people. Brian Aggie, serving under Defender Service, 364-210.
Thank you.
Brett Bond. Jeff Libby Carroll. Brett Bond.
Sir, all the way up front. You're up here next to me. Watch your step on this ramp. Raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, all the truth, nothing but the truth today?
Yes, sir.
Have a seat right there. When you're ready, Mr. Kaplan.
Good afternoon, Mr. Baumann. Mr. Baumann, how do you spell your last name?
B-A-U-M-A-N.
First name is Brett,
Yes.
as in George Brett, the baseball player.
B-R-E-T.
B-R-E-T-T.
One T. One T.
One T, not like foot. Sir, are you familiar with the area of 10624 Inkster Road in Romulus?
Yes, my resident.
How long have you lived there?
Oh, 18 years.
Taking you back in time, Mr. Baumann, to October 5th of this year, October 5, 2025, in the afternoon around 3:15, did anything unusual happen at your residence on Inkster Road in Romulus?
Yes, had picked up my wife from her employment at Myers, who was coming back to my
When you
residence.
say picked her up, are we talking bus, vehicle, taxi cab?
It was his car.
What model car were you driving?
It's an 05 Toyota Camry.
Where were you taking your wife?
Back to our resident, where she lives at our house, our residence.
Did anything unusual happen outside your residence on that date and time?
Well, as I pulled in the driveway, I guess I didn't perceive it as close as the other individual did, that I had cut in front of him so close that it scared him to death, trying to get in my driveway.
Okay, moving in. Did anything happen to you that was unusual on that day?
Yes,
What happened that was unusual?
an individual that had drove by as I pulled in my driveway, had gone down, turned around and came back and parked in my neighbor's driveway.
Well, Mr. Baumann, you mentioned that there was an individual. Is there a vehicle or no vehicle?
Yes, a vehicle, a light blue, sky blue vehicle, a Dodge Journey,
A newer model or an older model?
a little older.
Were you, tell the judge, were you able to determine who was driving that Dodge Journey?
It's a male individual,
How many individuals were in that vehicle?
just one.
If you saw the individual who you saw driving the Dodge Journey on that day, do you think you recognize him?
Yes.
Let's go around the courtroom, tell Judge Oakley whether you see that person.
Blue shirt.
Noted. Noted.
But you have any contact with this defendant? Did anything unusual happen?
No, I had apologized to him 3 or 4 times before he got back in his car.
But when he returns to his car, does anything happen?
As he came to speak with me after he got out of his car, he picked up a construction stake and acted like he was gonna hit me with it.
How far is the defendant from you when he picks up this construction stake? How many feet approximately?
Maybe from here to the door when he grabbed the stake out of the lawn, it was pounded in the ground, so he pulled it out. He either got it out of the ground or it was one of the construction stakes that was there,
About 40 feet, Your Honor, is that true?
roughly there.
I'll go along with that.
Dicker, what were you thinking when you saw this defendant pull out a stake from the ground?
He said something to me to the effect of, why you cut in front of me? And
What were you thinking when he pulled up the stake?
that didn't, it was a construction stake. It didn't worry me too much.
All right, is there any other contact though by this defendant?
No,
You mentioned the journey. Did anything unusual happen with the Dodge journey, the vehicle that he was driving?
well, as he approached me, acted like he was gonna hit me with the stick. And he didn't realize my son and his friend were shooting down.
That's not responsive. Well, that's my objection. It's not responsive. Yeah.
But it is not responsive, so let's get back to the question at hand. Restate the question.
In terms of the Dodge journey, does anything happen between the Dodge journey and you?
Yes.
What happened?
The individual got back in his vehicle and proceeded across my neighbor's lawn.
On foot or in the vehicle?
No, in the vehicle at a high rate of speed. Went through their lawn, my other neighbor's lawn, went out in the street, spun around and came back through their lawn again and attempted to run all three of us over.
How far were you from this defendant when you say he attempted to run you over?
The van was probably from here to this podium before my son got out of the way. He almost did hit him. And I pushed my wife down and I got out of the way also at the same time.
You're in
8 to 10 feet. 8 to 10 feet.
Well, my son, it was pretty close.
Is it light out or dark out or dusk out there this time?
So 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Were you able to see clearly?
Yes, oh yes.
What were you thinking when you saw this Dodge journey occupied by this defendant traveling toward you?
When he started going through the lawn and everything, I'm thinking, this guy's lost his mind, you know? And then when he went out in the street, spun it back around to come back at us, I'm like, you know, I was yelling at everybody, watch out, 'cause he's gonna try and run somebody over. I thought he was gonna run into one of the vehicles parked in the driveway.
Now, you mentioned your son. Anything happened to your son with respect to the Dodge journey?
No,
What about the Dodge journey and him? Was he near the vehicle? Meaning your son?
but he almost got hit by it, really close.
How far are you from your son when your son is almost hit by the vehicle?
I was probably about 10 foot from Brian when he almost got hit.
Are you concerned one way or the other for your safety while this was happening?
Well, I was out of the way, far enough out of the way, but not Brian. He wasn't out of the way at all.
Well, how close is the vehicle, the Dodge journey, to you when he's driving it?
Probably about 10 feet, 5, 10 feet. We were moving out of the way pretty quickly because we didn't know which way he was gonna jerk the wheel.
Why did you move out of the way? Why'd you move out of the way?
Hold on, the objection. When you say we, who are you referring to?
Well, I'd already pushed my wife down because I didn't know what this guy was gonna do.
Right.
It was kind of a panic situation, like go this way because I don't know which way he's gonna
But
go.
my question was, when you said we, were you talking about you and your son, or you and your wife, or all three of you?
All three of us. I'm yelling at Brian.
Okay. Go ahead. Next question.
One way or the other, whether you had been struck by the Dodge journey had you not moved.
It'd have killed him.
What about you?
No,
How far?
I was far enough out of the way. I wasn't gonna get hurt. Luckily,
Did you contact the police
yes,
that day or a different day?
same day. A few minutes later,
Can you estimate the speed the defendant was driving at when he had that reckless course with his Dodge journey?
through the lawns, he was going as fast as he was spinning the tires, just tearing up the grass. My neighbors were out there watching this whole thing go
And
down.
what about when he almost struck you? Can you estimate the speed?
35, 40 mile an hour. By the time he gone through the other neighbors next door, it was like going from here clear over there to come back. And he fishtailed coming that up.
And what about the speed?
35, 40.
You can't talk the same. Regarding your son, how fast was the defendant driving when he almost hit your son?
Probably about 40, 35, 40.
Take her.
Mr. Gagnon? Sir, you can step down. Watch your step on my ramp. Just wait outside in the hallway. Next witness? Okay. Any defense witnesses? I'm ready for argument.
No, I know you have. there's a charge of resisting or obstructing, our witness is not present, I'm not gonna ask you for adjournment, but I don't see that charge as false. Two counts of felonious assault, we know system recognizes that an automobile can be a dangerous weapon. In this case, there was either an attempt to strike the two victims, father and son, or an intent to place them in fear of receiving the injury from a dangerous weapon. So we would ask your honor to find the case over on 2 counts of felonious assault.
Thank you. I agree. All right, so we'll bind over on counts 1 and 2 only. AOI date is going to be 2 weeks from today on the 17th. I'm gonna have, bond continued. Anything else, gentlemen?
No, thanks. Oh, thank you, Robert.
Good luck downtown, Mr. Nimbley.
Now, we have a plea on after.
All right, let me get my paperwork caught up. All right, I'm ready for appearances on Apperson.
It's summary.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss. It's always morning somewhere, Miss Brush.
Number 8588.
Your honor, I'm sorry. Stephen Kaplan, as you have.
And appearing on Southern Road number 8588, appearing on behalf of Richard Apperson, who is the thing please state your name for the record.
David Apperson. Your honor, if I may.
Yeah, please.
Your honor, subject to your approval, defendant will plead guilty to an added count of use of ecstasy or letting this in.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Apperson, did you discuss your rights and options with Miss Brush?
Yeah.
Understood those? You understand the possible penalty for this added charge?
Yeah.
Understanding all of this, are you pleading guilty to the added charge?
Yeah.
Pleading guilty freely and voluntarily today? Counsel, would you voir dire to get me the facts I need? I'm showing a June 23, 24 incident date.
Judge, Mr. Apperson, were you stopped I think on June 23rd, 2024? This is the afternoon. And this was in this one Inkster Road in Sid Road, Township, Michigan.
Yes.
Okay. And during that time, were you using a controlled substance?
Yes.
And you did refuse to stop? And this was in Wayne County?
Yes.
Since
Prosecution satisfied? So is the court. I'll dismiss the original charge. Counsel, I'm inclined to send you for a pre-sentence investigation.
for immediate sentencing today, I will say
Tell me on it.
Mr. Apperson has been sober for 9 months now.
Good for you.
And his mom is here with him today. He has community support to maintain sobriety. He is currently, he is seeking outpatient treatment. He has reached out to Access. This is just on his own volition, in order to continue his sobriety and his treatment at this point. And so I don't believe a pre-sentence report is necessary. We're just asking for a short term of probation and then I can see that.
So what have you done so far to stay sober?
So far I've just been trying to find a job, trying to get back on my feet. Like
No treatment yet?
I wasn't treated.
Where at?
Right. Second one.
Okay. What did that look like? It was intensive outpatient, inpatient, how long?
Almost 5 months.
Good, good. All right. So you only been out of that for about 4. Okay. All right. So no luck with a job?
Not yet.
All right. Where you living? Where's that? Geographically?
What's it for Maple Boulevard down on the road?
Monroe.
Monroe Street.
Got a driver's license?
Yeah.
What was your last job?
My last job was building like these low modular homes. I was making about $20 an hour. But my substance abuse ended up
Cleared that up. Give him that. All right, we'll get back to business in just a minute, counsel. you call that guy, tell him you were in front of me, you're looking for a job, be honest with him, tell him everything you got going on. Tell him the fact that you had a substance abuse problem, you've been clean for 9 months, you did your rehab, you're looking for treatment down here, just give him it all. Tell it all. He'll probably hire you and he'll probably damn near kill you. He'll work you so hard. But he'll pay you well. And if you show up every day you're supposed to be there, he'll give you a home. You could make a career out of that.
Thank you.
All right. So back to business. What else should I consider before I sentence? Counsel, anything?
We have no more to add. I would just say that it's clear that Mr. Apperson is confronted his issues with substance abuse, and my experience, that is the most important.
Yep. Yep. And he's got good support, sounds like. Okay. All right. Anything else? You don't have to tell me anything. I'm just giving you a chance. All right. And there was no sentencing recommendation, correct, Mr. Kaplan?
Correct.
All right. All right. Mr. Apperton, I'm gonna give you a gift. Merry Christmas. I'm gonna put you on a 24-month non-reporting probation. I'm only gonna charge you $500 fines and costs. I'm doing that in recognition of what you've already accomplished and in anticipation of what you're going to continue to do. That's why I put you on for 24 months. I'm giving you a gift with this light sentence, or at least I think I am. That's why I put you on for 24 months. If you screw up, you get new charges, you start using again, I'm going to hear about it within that 24-month period, and then I'm going to sentence you. Understood? Unless you come to me before I'm looking at new charges and you say, I need help with my sobriety. Then I'm going to throw all the resources of my probation office at you. Okay? So if you start struggling with your sobriety, you come to us and ask for help before you get in trouble and end up back here in front of me on a violation. Okay?
Yes.
Deal? All right, good luck. I'm assuming you don't have $500 in your hoodie today? Downstairs, go talk to them about options. You're welcome. Now we're ready on what?
You're looking on Fuller?
Fuller, come on up. Counsel, your parents?
Kaplan on behalf of the people.
Good morning.
No objections.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Fuller, did you discuss your rights and options with counsel? You understand all those rights and the options they present to you? You understand the purpose for an exam? You understand a waiver means your next court date will be downtown, not here where we're at today. You understand that? Understanding all of that, are you waiving freely and voluntarily? Then I'll enter the waiver. You're welcome. 12/17 at 9 a.m. will be your next court date. I will continue bond. And I will have you guys sign some paperwork as soon as I'm done signing some paperwork. You owe us $65 on a seatbelt violation. Can you take care of that today by chance? Today? Awesome. All right, signatures, and then you're on your way. Good luck downtown. I lost the page.
I got it.
Are we ready on Brooks yet?
We are.
Mr. Brooks, activate your camera, please.
Yes, sir. I believe it's well, I don't know how to do that.
Are you okay if we just do it with audio, Mr. Hadley?
Absolutely. Mr. Brooks, I can confirm it's Mr. Brooks. He did get the video on earlier.
Okay.
I sent him a text message.
You lost it? Yeah. Don't worry about the camera, Mr. Brooks. Go ahead, Mr. Hadley.
Looks like they had a little bit of miscommunication between myself and the so what we're asking for, Your Honor, is this to be set for a final pretrial with the complaining witness. I believe the name is Richard Black that I indicated on the form there. It's to be present at our Final pretrial date.
I've got Robert Black.
Robert Black, thank you, Your Honor, that's the correct name. So my understanding is the people will be subpoenaing him to make sure that we've got, any involvement.
Yep. Did you pick a pretrial?
This courtroom moment starts like any other, but quickly turns intense as the case unfolds. A defendant is brought forward and the details begin to come out. High-speed driving, ignoring police signals, and refusing to cooperate. The officer testifies that the defendant was driving dangerously, even reaching speeds close to 100 miles per hour, putting everyone on the road at risk. When police tried to stop her, she didn't pull over immediately, forcing officers to take action. Even after being stopped, she resisted and had to be physically removed from the vehicle. As the questioning continues, the seriousness of the situation becomes clear. This isn't just a minor violation, it's a pattern of reckless behavior. The courtroom grows tense as both sides present their arguments, but one thing stands out: the defendant's actions could have ended far worse. In the end, this case becomes a powerful reminder of how quickly one bad decision can turn into a life-altering situation.